Greetings, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, end of the video. First thing I want to talk about tonight, Syria, back in the news again. Did you realize it was a year ago when we launched all those missiles over there, 59 missiles? I think most people don't even know where Syria is, anything about their culture, but yet we find it so important that we must help them. Don't get me wrong, if you know me personally, I love to help people. But this is a country that's how many thousand miles away? And we are helping how many other countries? So when they're talking about a chemical attack again, I don't believe it. I don't know who did it. And it's hard to decide who's there. There's a lot of other countries, not a lot, but few other countries are there. And there's all type of alternative motives and agendas that's going on. So I don't think we should intervene. It would be interesting if we could actually have a a poll or we vote to see what countries we're gonna go blow up. I mean, excuse me, what countries we're gonna go and help, because that's a lot of money. You're talking about missiles that cost like 1.2 million, just to launch at targets that we're not quite sure who's inhabiting there, because they'll say, yeah, these are all rebels, but these rebels, they tend to like to hide amongst the civilians. So countries and armies won't attack them as much because they're with the civilians. But collateral damage and all that other good stuff. So although we're attacking, or we're helping this country because of the chemical attack, we might actually be doing more damage. Sounds familiar? Weapons of mass destruction. Remember that one? I mean, it's a continual process. All I'm saying is pull out of Syria, because that's what they said last week. But this week, conveniently, a chemical attack happened, so we must stay there, right? Pull out. I'm sorry for y'all, but we have a lot that needs to be done in the USA. Look at California with their homeless population off the charts. Look at how much violence we have over here. So we're gonna go help anyway. Let's move off the Syria topic. What's a dude named Mark Zuckerberg, right? Facebook. He's going to Congress, or I don't know, courthouses, because of the security breach or our information being sold. Cambridge Analytical, all the other. Bottom line is, they said it a while ago, a couple years ago. NSA, remember Snowden, that whole thing with the NSA spying on us, or just agencies spying on us, or looking at our information. There's no really such thing as privacy. I mean, there's other little things to get around it, but for the most part, there is no privacy. Anywhere you go, somebody either have a camera out, somebody has security cameras installed. There's something being, surveillance is everywhere. So I don't know what's the whole point of him going there. And he's rich, so I mean, whatever they would do to an average person, they're gonna slap him on the wrist. And he looks like a little poster boy, so they generally don't give hard time to people that looks innocent and are certain complexions, as well as rich. So I don't know what's the whole point of that. Next, a couple months ago, they said Russian hackers. I'll just say hackers because they're blaming everything on the Russians. Hacked into our our power grid. Which I heard this a couple years ago. I guess it happened again. Kind of swept it under the rug. Now, that power grid is critical to everything, because anything that you plug in, you pretty much need. Even your running water, for the most part, those water treatment facilities need it. So they said that it was Russians that hacked into the power grid, and it was just searching around, messing around, never did any real damage. So always be ready, because if some agency wants to shut us down, they don't have to send a nuclear bomb. They could just, boom, send us back to the Stone Ages for the most part, or they could hit us with an EMP, which is actually a little worse, because that actually fries the circuit, so it makes it that much harder to repair it. Oh, one more thing. What we got there on the board? Oh, I believe it was the Honduras. There was a whole caravan of people. It was supposed to be like 1,000 people coming over, going to Mexico. Supposed to come up to, go to Mexico and then come to the U.S. And the president orders the National Guard over there. Interesting. Because that wall is supposed to go up there. I don't know. It's always a cause effect, and it's just interesting how things plays out. So it's more important to have that wall built, I guess. One more thing, North Korea. For over the past year, they was, launching missiles, showing threats or whatever. Now they want to sit down and talk. And then like 2 weeks later, then we're back to Syria. I don't know. you don't know what to think. But don't believe everything I'm saying, and it's not about conspiracies or I know everything. Just do your own research and just don't look at those main stations like CBS, Fox, CNN. You know, you got to dig a little deeper because even with their stories that's a little misleading, there's a little truth in it, but you have to dig a little deeper to find out what's really happening. Like Google the white helmets in Syria. That's another interesting one. Don't forget about subscribe to the channel. Also, First Amendment, Second Amendment. First, freedom of speech. That's why I'm here until they get rid of it, because it looks like you can't say anything anymore and you're being censored. And the second one, right to bear arms. I know a lot of people got feelings about that. But the bottom line is, as far as I look, as far as I know in history, the guy with the gun is either the guy that's telling other guys what to do or the guy that's staying free. So, with that being said, First and Second Amendments. Freedom forever, create and conquer. We are out.